I'm doing a short video today on what you can expect out of a really low-end system when playing Fortnite, or yeah, just so you know what you're gonna get. Because I get actually many questions asking towards that direction, or sometimes I would even call them accusations somehow, because I'm also selling PC systems and some people just don't want to believe the performance I'm getting out of the systems, and or yeah, just question it, and doing this video to refer it to, and also to show what the performance is actually going to be, and also what settings you should be using to get a decent gameplay experience out of Fortnite when you're running it on a rather low-end system. So I have this case here. Is a Kolink K2. You can buy it in Switzerland, Germany, and probably also in other countries. It is a rather cheap case. I use it to retrofit sometimes these, you know, rather affordable Lenovo systems or Acer. In this case, I have a Lenovo here. It's really banged up, actually. At first, it really wasn't working. I got it in a lot of other motherboards, and so among the eagle-eyed you probably can see this fan here, which is a Sapphire Pulse fan. Definitely not standard with this cooler. I had to get creative because I really didn't want to spend any more or anything extra on the system. The original fan was broken. It would sometimes spin up, but block itself again, and then spin up very quickly, like very fast, because the CPU will get hot, and you know, it probably gets a higher PWM signal and will turn on again for a brief moment, like jet engine, and then like slow down again. This one doesn't do that. It works, and I got it working using the standard fan connector, also the fan connector of the graphics card. You can like bend the pins together on the motherboard, then like kind of wench the GPU fan connector into this motherboard fan connector, and it will run perfectly fine. So that's good. Then underneath here is an i5-4460, a Haswell CPU. I think it's actually Devil's Canyon CPU, Haswell refresh, something along those lines. Really efficient CPU. 4 cores, no hyper-threading. I think goes to 3.6 gigahertz, but might be wrong. And then I have 8 gigs of DDR3, 1333 megahertz memory. Really slow stuff. I unfortunately can't change the speed on it. In the BIOS, with Lenovo, you can't change anything except for like the boot modes and such. And then I have a GTX 660. It's a Kepler-based GPU. It doesn't receive driver updates. It hasn't received any for a few years actually, and I'm running it on the latest driver 472. Something, I think it is. Uses only one 6-pin. That's crucial to the system, because I soldered in this wire to the main. It doesn't use a 24-pin. It's probably like a 3, 4, 5, 6, and 14-pin connector. Yeah. Anyway, that's actually no problem, because when we take a closer look at the power supply, you can see we have two 12-volt rails, and both of them are 16 amps, so actually this power supply will be capable of more than just a GTX 660, but yeah, I want to play it on the safe side, and also I got this GPU for very, very, very cheap. Yeah. Using a 120 gigabyte SSD for the OS and also the Fortnite installation, and then a 500 gigabyte mass storage if you want to install some more games, or just use it for music and such. So let's turn it on. Yeah, as I told you, the fan works perfectly fine. Actually, the system isn't too noisy. It's alright in my opinion. Especially for a cheap system, it's actually quite alright. So I have this is the special edition monitor with an edge that doesn't work. I got it really cheap because of that. I can imagine someone maybe threw something at the screen once. That's why it has a not working part in it. But that's alright because I only use it as a secondary monitor for testing or installing these systems. I have a Windows 10 home installation here. It didn't need a product key anymore because Lenovo systems, they all have these OEM product keys that are bound to the MAC address of the motherboard. Other than that, it is a very clean installation. I also did the Windows 10 debloater and also disabled some of the background processes manually. So I have a rather clean install, not bloated by some, weirdo stuff going on from Windows 10. Alright, so I'm just gonna open up Fortnite and we'll see each other again when I'm in the lobby, and so I can show you the settings I'm running. In the menu of Fortnite, where I can show you the settings, I'm running it at. Alright, so we have full screen is 1080p, even though my monitor is 1440p. Alright, so just so you know, it probably won't look as good as if I had a native 1080p monitor, just so you are aware of that. I disabled VSync, so we will get also I unlimited the FPS, so we can see the max potential of it. Even though I would actually really recommend you to limit it to a certain FPS number, so you have a more fluid gaming experience. Alright, so I'm running the performance mode. That's crucial. Don't run it in DirectCUII 11 or 12. Actually, also very crucial, use it in full screen. Don't do borderless window and such, because in my experience you get many micro stutters because of that. Always use it in full screen. Okay, now further down here, disabled virtual nanite geometry. Viewing distance is on medium, textures are on high, downloading high definition textures, they're on, and then 3D raster is off. So everything is in German, and then so it shows me the FPS calendar in the game. We are in the menu, we get 120, which is, makes sense. It is actually locked to 120, it will not go any higher. And yeah, let's just see and find a lobby. Okay, we're in the lobby now. I'm using a controller to do this gameplay. The lobby usually is a very stuttery mess, but even here we are fluctuating somewhere in between of 50 to 100 FPS. It isn't great in here because it's super demanding. Using the controller. Lots of stuff going on, but I would say it's doing alright. It is doing, grand total of alright. Nothing perfect, but yeah, alright. Being in the bus, we're sitting at around 60, I would say. Actually above 60, but 60 pretty much guaranteed. So I'll jump out and then we will go to holding a camera and playing the game with one hand is actually very hard. Alright. I'm gonna go to a rather remote place, just so you have an idea of what the gameplay is actually, and just gonna walk around a little bit. Hopefully not getting shot down by someone within the first seconds. Okay. All right, we are on a map now, and there's not much going on. I would say around 100 FPS, okay? And that sounds about reasonable. And I'm just gonna try to get into frenzy fields, probably the name? Yes, it is. And not get shot by someone. Yeah, we're still around the 100 FPS mark, let's say. Yeah. And also I want to add is actually very stable, you know, it doesn't dip way below that, it stays around 100. When you go into buildings, of course it will raise up, like, we'll go into the 200s sometimes actually, close to 200, see? Then when we leave again, we are within the around 100 FPS. And we walk around. Yeah, about 100 FPS. That's what I would call it. 1080p, performance mode, medium to high settings in performance mode. Using full screen, not borderless, window mode or window mode. Yes. There's actually a character walking around. I'm not going to be able to do anything because I have like 2 fingers on my on my controller trying to move around and one hand holding the camera to show you the FPS counter, so like that, there's not much going on here. And that's it. So someone got me. Alright. Actually, now we can follow this guy and see what the performance is. Does it actually show the FPS counter? No, it doesn't. No. Alright. Okay, that's it. I mean, just wanted to show you what the performance is about and what settings I'm using. Reasonable settings in my opinion. Yeah, I don't expect it to run this game in normal like DirectCUII 11 or 12 mode at high settings and above 60. That's unreasonable. It is a low-end system as I mentioned it, and it even being able to play this game at, I would say, close to 100 FPS. Even it is in performance mode, is actually quite nice. It's very playable, and the system will also be playable in games like Valorant or Rocket League or like these easy to play esports titles. And while it doesn't actually get really loud, so you can get a quick listen. Yeah, okay. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you again. Bye.